Hey and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Paul Merson says Bukayo Saka can be as good as Mo Salah. Paul Merson has tipped Bukayo Saka to become just as good as Mohamed Salah after his incredible campaign so far. Writing in his column for SportsKeeda, Merson has been discussing Saka's brilliant form this term, and he says that he is playing just as well as Salah at the moment. Merson tipped Saka to become as good as his Liverpool counterpart, but he says that he will need time to refine his game and get to the numbers the Egyptian has become famed for putting up over the years. Merson gave his verdict on the England star. He said, Bukayo Saka is playing as well as an informed Mohamed Salah right now, but he will need time to reach the numbers that Salah used to put up. Mohamed Salah was the best player in the world at a point in time. You've got to remember that we are talking about a young kid. Salah was at Chelsea when he was Saka's age. As brilliant as Saka is, it's fair to say that he has a long way to go before he can be considered in the same ballpark as a prime Salah. That's nothing against Saka. He is a world-class player at the age of just 21, but let's not forget, Salah was genuinely the most decisive attacker in the world at one point in time. He still holds the record for the most Premier League goals in a single season, and he is almost guaranteed 20 goals a season at this point. Meanwhile, Saka has never hit that 20 goal mark, and while he is improving year on year, that goal scoring level is still some way away. Saka is certainly one of the best players around, but Salah is a once in a generation footballer. Simon Jordan shares what Arsenal need to do with Mikel Arteta now. Mikel Arteta has been doing a phenomenal job at Arsenal, and even Simon Jordan, a man who is hard to impress, is blown away. The Spaniard was appointed as the Gunners' boss back in December 2019, about a month after Unai Emery was shown the door. Arsenal was a toxic place back then, but things are very different now. Arteta is the biggest reason why. Mikel Arteta won the FA Cup and Community Shield in his first year as the Arsenal manager. That was an excellent achievement considering all the problems there were back then, but soon all the issues rose to the top. Arsenal finished 8th in the Spaniards' first full season at the club and then blew the opportunity to finish inside the top 4 last season. Many fans, pundits, and the media called for Arteta's sacking on numerous occasions during those 2 years, but Arsenal's board stuck by him and they are now reaping the rewards. Arteta has led Arsenal to the top of the Premier League table, and Jordan is beyond impressed. He has urged Stan Kroenke and co to tie him down to a new deal. He wrote in his column on the Daily Mail, back in 2019, when Arteta walked through the door, the club was in disarray and unrecognizable from the one we see today, and that is all down to Arteta. They are here to stay, and Arsenal must make sure Arteta is too. He is a force to be reckoned with. Tie him down, secure his future, let him complete the rebuilding job, and whatever you do, don't return the favor to City and give them Arteta when Pep Guardiola leaves. Arteta is one of the best managers in the Premier League and perhaps even the world. The Spaniard has not just transformed Arsenal on the pitch, but he has completely changed the culture of the club behind the scenes as well. There is now a very strong relationship with the supporters too, which is a key reason why the Gunners are where they are. Arsenal legend Ian Wright makes Folarin Balogun a prediction for next season. Arsenal youngster Folarin Balogun is having a fine campaign on loan at Reims, and Ian Wright has now made a prediction about him. The 21-year-old has always been one of Arsenal's brightest talents. He was prolific at every age group in the youth teams, and he is now showing his class at the top level. Balogun's future is up in the air beyond the end of the season, and Wright hopes he will be given a chance at Arsenal. Many Arsenal fans expected Folarin Balogun to have a good season on loan at Reims, but nobody quite believed he'd go to France and do what he has done. The talented youngster has scored 17 goals in League One in 24 starts. He has scored more times than Lionel Messi and Neymar, and is just two behind the best player in France, Kylian Mbappe. That is an outrageous return from a 21-year-old, and Arsenal fans are desperate to see him given an opportunity in the Premier League next season. If he is, Wright believes he will continue scoring goals at the same rate, the Arsenal legend said on the Wright's House podcast. Hopefully, he can come back to Arsenal at some stage and prove himself. He is gone to another level in confidence. I think anywhere he goes in aspect of leagues, he will do what he is doing in France with the right service. It's the way he is taking those chances. His headspace is at a different place right now. He knows he can do it right now. I guarantee you, if he comes back, he probably picks up from what he is doing in that league. Based on this season's performance, it has to be said that Balogun deserves an opportunity at Arsenal. However, it's not that simple. The 21-year-old's stock now is higher than it has ever been before. That may tempt Arsenal to cash in on him this summer, especially if a huge offer arrives. It will be interesting to see what will happen with Balogun this summer. If Wright's prediction is accurate, Arsenal will be left kicking themselves if they decide to let him go. McCoist jokes he doesn't want Arsenal star Tierney to play again this season. Arsenal have been told to not play Kieran Tierney for the rest of the season after his display for Scotland in their famous win over Spain on Tuesday. Ali McCoist has lauded Kieran Tierney on talkSPORT after his performance at Hampton Park as the Arsenal star helped Steve Clarke's men to a superb victory over La Roja. The 25-year-old not only helped Scotland keep a clean sheet against Spain, but he also played a crucial role in their second goal of the evening. He went on an amazing run down the left wing to set up Scott McTominay, breezing past Danny Carvajal with ease. The media lauded Tierney after his display in the Scotland win. It was something of a reminder of how good the left back can be. Of course, he has had a frustrating season at Arsenal. He lost his place to Zinchenko, and there have been times where he did not even appear to be a second choice for that position. That is not down to a lack of quality. However, he does not appear to tick the same boxes as Zinchenko, and with that, he is just not as suited to Mikel Arteta's preferred system. Following Tierney's display, McCoist admitted that he cannot believe that he is not playing more for Arsenal, but he then joked that he hopes that he stays out of the side ahead of the country's Euro 2024 qualifiers this summer. He said, Tierney, listen, you must be some team. I am telling you right now, you must be some team because Tierney was tremendous. Actually, I take that back. Continue not to play him so he is fresh for us. That's what to do. Just continue not playing him. He is brilliant for the second goal, tremendous. Carvajal was poor, but his run for the second starts 30 yards inside his own half, brilliant. Tierney could yet have a big role to play in the campaign. Arsenal fans will not fear that. Tierney is someone Gunners supporters would love to keep for as long as possible. Certainly, the £25 million star will not let the team down when it comes to effort and passion. Arsenal planning to make move for Barcelona player Eric Garcia. Arsenal are ready to make a fresh move for Barcelona defender Eric Garcia after failing to sign the Spaniard during the January transfer window. That is according to Mundo Deportivo, who report that Mikel Arteta's side insist on landing the 22-year-old in the summer. The Gunners are no strangers to being linked with Eric Garcia. Reports from Sport in January claimed that Arsenal were very interested in Garcia, with Arteta previously working with the defender at Manchester City. Obviously, no move would take place, and the report suggested that Garcia actually had no interest in leaving Camp Nou for the Premier League leaders, but it seems that Arsenal have not been put off, and they may well get a different answer if they make a fresh bid for the youngster in the coming months. According to Mondo Deportivo, Arsenal want to sign Garcia this summer, and he could consider a move with Barca, working on a deal for Martinez. Garcia has been in and out of Xavi's side for much of the season, and the report claims that he is not keen to spend another year in a similar position. Having said that, you have to wonder if he would play regularly if he moved to Arsenal. The Gunners have put together one of the best partnerships in the Premier League in William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes. Garcia looks to have an amazing future ahead of him. Xavi has previously described him as an extraordinary talent, but he would have to be patient if he made the move to Arsenal in the summer. However, he may perhaps be tempted by the chance to return to the Premier League and work with a coach he already knows well in Arteta. Arsenal clearly feel that there is a deal to be done. Arsenal believe they have edge over Chelsea and other rivals in bid for world-class transfer target Declan Rice. Arsenal are reportedly growing in confidence over winning the race for the transfer of West Ham United star Declan Rice ahead of Chelsea and their other rivals. The England international looks likely to leave West Ham this summer, with the Evening Standard reporting that there is an acceptance within the London Stadium that they won't be able to keep him, and the report adds that Arsenal believe they could have the edge over the likes of Chelsea and the Manchester-based club over the likes of Chelsea and the Manchester clubs in a bid to sign Rice, with the Gunners board set to back Mikel Arteta after the team's remarkable progress this season. Rice looks ideal for Arsenal's needs, despite the fine form of Granit Xhaka, Thomas Partey and Jorginho this season, with all players aging and past their peaks. At the age of 24, Rice is at the perfect age to make a big move like this, as he can still improve and be a key player at the Emirates Stadium for years to come. Chelsea would also surely benefit from a signing of this caliber, though they also recently invested big money to bring in Enzo Fernandez in that position. Arsenal are most interested in signing 22-year-old Frenchman. Arsenal are reportedly interested in signing the Galatasaray defender Sacha Boey. A report from Tutto Mercato Web claims that Arsenal are looking to sign the 22-year-old French defender at the end of the season. The highly talented right-back has established himself as a key player for the Turkish club, and it remains to be seen whether Galatasaray are prepared to sanction his departure at the end of the season. Sasha has a contract with the Turkish club until the summer of 2025, and Arsenal will be hoping to agree on a reasonable fee for the right back. It's no surprise that the Gunners are most interested in signing the defender during the summer transfer window. Mikel Arteta has been using Ben White as his right back this season, and the former Brighton defender is more suited to a central role. Bringing in a specialist right back at the end of the season should be a top priority for the Gunners. The 22-year-old French defender has proven his quality in the Turkish league, and he will be determined to take up a new challenge now. A move to the Premier League is likely to be a tempting proposition for him. Arsenal are well aware of Mason Mount. He could leave this summer. Arsenal are reportedly well aware of Mason Mount's pedigree and could end up leaving Chelsea this summer. The Gunners have already snapped up one midfielder from Chelsea recently after bringing in Jorginho back in January. Mikel Arteta's men have done business with their London rivals on several occasions over the years, and it seems that they are keeping an eye on Mason Mount's situation at Stamford Bridge. The 24-year-old has fallen down the pecking order under Graham Potter as he approaches the final year of his contract. Indeed, the Blues are keen to tie him down on a new long-term deal, but are reportedly open to selling Mount if he doesn't put pen to paper this summer. With Arsenal seeking reinforcement in midfield, The Athletic reports that they are well aware of Mount's pedigree. The outlet notes that Arteta may well look to strengthen his options in the number 8 position in the summer. Of course, Granit Xhaka has excelled in the position this season, but Arsenal lack quality alternative options. The Athletic claims that Arsenal will be aware of Mount's pedigree at Chelsea, even if that is as far as their interest goes at this moment in time. Mount looks set to secure a move away from West London this summer if he doesn't agree terms with his boyhood club. The £50 million rated star is attracting interest from the likes of Liverpool and Newcastle United. It would be a massive surprise to see Arsenal move for the Chelsea star this summer, though, despite the fact the two clubs have shown they can do business together over the years. The Blues have allowed the likes of Jorginho and David Luiz to make the switch across London, but both players were nearing the end of their contract at that time. Graham Potter's man may be wary of strengthening a rival with a player who is yet to hit his prime years as a footballer. I will be uploading daily Arsenal news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.